Well guys, yes, I turned my GPU into a keychain and I will show it to you guys right now. I know you probably were thinking that I had a massive GPU attached to my keys, but that is actually the die of our GPU. So it is the processor inside every graphics processor unit, which is the GPU. So you have the board with the memory and the CPU in it. The GPU is actually just a motherboard with a processor, some RAM, and an I/O interface, meaning HDMI, DisplayPort, and all of those. Why am I showing you guys how I made this? Is because I did the setup tour just the other week, and I got a few inquiries about how I use broken hardware to decorate my room, which is something I didn't even think about, but I've been doing it for a while because I deal with a lot of broken hardware, and some I managed to bring back. But the one which I do not manage to bring back, well, I either just put it over my head because it's over there just to remind me of my failures, or I try to repurpose as something pretty. Kind of how people do with cars, you know, that there is a big sector of art where they use engines and old seats from cars to make stuff. Well, it's kind of on a much shorter and much less artsy way. It is what I do with tech. So I have many deleted CPUs on my desk, and the GTX 970, which I got from the how to fix a GTX 970 video, which is very old, where I had two identical boards. Well, one I managed to fix, and the other one I did not. But I had to basically get some components out of one GPU to make the second one work. So the GPU was basically unfixable, so I decided to take off the GPU core itself, which is also what you would have to do a reball to resolder it in place. It's very cool to see all the solder points on the background. But basically I just took it off and put it away, thinking about doing something with it, and eventually I just decided I want to do a keychain. So how do you do it? Let's get into the actual tutorial, even though it's going to be pretty simple. So you just desolder it from the board, which is the most difficult part, but it's actually pretty easy. You just use a heat gun, like we use in our reflow videos, but you put the heat to the maximum and you just hold it over the die for a while, and it's just gonna come out. If you really don't want to risk damaging the die, you can just flip the board over, place something soft under it, and hit the card from the back. This way the core is gonna just fall down and you're gonna be able to get it. Now you will have to either remove the solder on the back or sand it down. What I have done for mine is is in the bad places I put some extra solder, so now it's flat, and you can just have it in your pocket without it ripping apart your pants, which wouldn't be nice. But once you have the core just ready, we have to drill it. So I just placed it on a vise. Again, here at ImWateringPSUs we do very rudimental, cheap DIY. So I just placed it on a vise with some paper around it, just so it wouldn't break. And then I just used a wireless auto drill bit, which is not what you should be using, by the way. Try to use a proper drill if you can. And it wasn't easy, but eventually I managed to pierce through it. Now the cool thing is what came out of it. So after drilling it, you can actually see that it is sand. So we can see where the CPUs and GPUs come out. If you drill it, it's literally sand. So kind of crazy that somebody engraved sand with runes and managed to make sand do computations, but that's topic for another video, maybe, maybe not. Now I then placed just a little keychain holder, any which you can find, and now this GPU I just gifted it to my grandparents because I thought it was nice. But I've been doing this with CPUs for a while actually. I made one for my girl as well. I was thinking about actually making a few of these and gifting them to you guys for a while, but then I also saw that on eBay people do similar stuff. So you can find CPU keychains out there, a lot, even though they're less cool, I think, because they pierce through the heatsink. Whereas I think it's cool to delete the CPU so you can see the actual silicon and then do a keychain. But I haven't seen anybody do a GPU keychain so far, so I think it's the first, hopefully. By the way, if you like the video, drop a like and a sub. It is just a little side project that I've done, not what we usually do at ImWateringPSUs. In case it's your first video, we do PC builds and undervolts and mods. But that's how you do a GPU keychain. So let me know down below in the comments if you made something similar with hardware, or if I should do something with hardware, use it to do strange stuff. I was thinking about doing a big picture with PCBs and GPUs, but also I'm a terrible artist, so I'm not sure it's gonna be a good idea. But again, if you have any suggestions or if you've done something cool, let me know down below, and see you guys in another video. Bye bye.